Hello, friends. Welcome to DNF Diaries. Every other week, we bring you a wonderfully entertaining, low-stakes, absolutely no-shame story of a DNF in the ultramarathon, sub-ultra, FKT, or thru-hike world. For those that are not familiar, DNF stands for Definitely Needs Fuel. Not really. It actually means did not finish. But every runner definitely needs fuel. Before we get into it all, we are accepting DNF stories through our email, dnfconfessions@gmail.com, or you can slide into our DMs on Instagram at dnf.diaries. Please send us your stories about quitting an endurance effort. If you'd like to be kept anonymous, we can make that happen. Just let us know. And without further ado, I'm Arlee Hiskey, and here with me is...
Tara Dower.
Yeah!
What's your chosen adventure?
Right now, it's being a cat parent.
Oh, yeah. You want to tell that story?
Yeah, I just got 2 new kitty cats. And I'm very excited about it.
What are their names?
Well, I've renamed them.
What were they before?
Before they were Frankie and St. Edgar, which are really cute names.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cute. And I've renamed them to be Taylor Swift and Christina Yang because I'm obsessed. And I can't get enough.
Did they embody the personalities? Did you have to
No.
look at them and say oh, that's definitely Taylor Swift?
Oh, well, kind of. Well, one of them was just kind of on top of the little kitty cat tree more and liking to watch over everything. And I named that one Christina Yang. But they look exactly the same because they're twin brothers. So it's kind of really hard to tell them apart.
Oh. I love those names. Wait, do you have a nickname?
Not yet.
Taylor, Christina?
It's still early. Yeah. We'll get to nicknames soon. Yeah. What's your chosen adventure?
Yeah, my chosen adventure is soon to be e-biking. I got an e-bike. I was inspired by Rascal, who's currently living on my floor / treadmill, that she bikes everywhere. And I had all the intentions of biking everywhere when I first arrived to Durango, but my bike is very old. I got from $20 at a garage sale, and it hurts to ride. It hurts really bad. But I had all these intentions, and I was like, my bike hurts so bad. And then I was like, everyone has these e-bikes. I'm going to get an e-bike. And I got a really good deal on one. It was an incredible deal, thanks to Riley at Pedal the Peaks. But they forgot to give me the charger. So that's why it's soon to be e-biking, not current e-biking. So I'll go grab that as soon as I can and actually charge
You'll
it.
be ripping through the streets on that thing.
Yeah.
Watch out, Durango.
Oh, and also thanks to Ultra for sponsoring. I hope to wear a pair of Ultras on my e-bike. Yeah, maybe the shoe I use a lot for mainly the gym is I totally forgot. Solstice. I think it's the Solstice. It's their gym shoe. Let's see. It is the Solstice. Yeah, I use that one a lot. Do you have a shoe you're currently using from Ultra right now?
Same old with the Olympus. But this weekend I was crewing at Bubba's Backyard Ultra and I wore my Ultra sweatsuit.
Oh, so good.
When it got chilly at night and in the early morning hours.
Did you crew Andy and Ben?
Yeah, well, mostly Ben I was crewing because Andy was kind of just right next to us, but I was there for both of them, but I was really crewing Ben. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So good. We're going to get into that Bubba's in the Ultra updates. I'll start here. I don't know if you have some. I have all mine written down, but I'll start with Killian completed his States of Elevation project where he summited 72 14ers across the contiguous. Is that how you say it for real? Contiguous U.S. in just 31 days traveling by foot or bike. pretty
It's
cool.
incredible.
Yeah, I want to get to that level in my career where I can just make up these really cool projects and, take a month and do it. It sounds so cool to be able to bike everywhere, have a crew following you, you get to hike up mountains. And he also set in the process, like, of him doing this, like, when he was in California, in the process of, like, doing this project, he set an FKT in the Sierras, like, pretty
That's
stout
crazy.
FKT.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Courtney completed her second ever marathon in the Twin Cities. At the Twin Cities Marathon. She took an hour off her marathon best, which was her first marathon. I think she ran just under 4 hours her first
Oh
marathon,
my
and that was like
God.
before her ultra career. But she came in her second ever marathon in 2:49.
I just did the math, and that's like a 6.5 minute mile ish on average, which is nutso. That's so fast.
Yeah, it
2:49 is
is.
a really fast marathon.
Yeah. Also, Jane Barricus, she won. Um, and she's from Illinois, but she completed in 2 hours and 32 minutes. Not Courtney wasn't like super far off of her, but Jane also qualified for, I think it was the, I don't want to say this wrong. I just really glanced over. I'm not a marathon person. She qualified for the Olympics. Is that
Olympic
it?
trials.
Yeah, I think Olympic trials.
Oh, let me look up what the Olympic marathon qualifying standard is.
Yeah, I think she was the first person to qualify for the
For 2024, the qualifying for women was 2:26. So she must have qualified for something different.
oh. Oh, what
Yeah.
did I read then? Interesting. But
Mm,
she ran
whatever.
really
She
fast.
ran a fast marathon, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, she became the first woman to qualify for the 2028 US Olympic marathon trials.
Oh,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. Winning the race. Did I say 2:32? Yeah,
Yeah,
she got 2:32. Um and Megan O'Neill got second, 2:36. Insane.
that's
I
so
mean, if Courtney was
crazy.
running like 6:30s, these women were running.
Sub 6. Like
I'm always
by far.
I'm always amazed by marathon runners. It's
It's
incredible.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have Bubba's on here. I
Oh,
have a whole
yeah.
Bubba's section, but do you want to talk about it since you're like
Oh,
you were
I'd
at
love
Bubba's?
to. I would love to. Bubba's is the greatest race of all time, or one of the greatest races of all time. It is the truest backyard ultra of all time because it is in this man Bubba's actual backyard. Um, Andrew Drummond's childhood home. He runs the Run the Whites company up here in New Hampshire in the White Mountains. And every year, Bubba's Backyard happens, backyard style ultra marathon. So great. Go back and listen to our second episode. I talk about DNFing it the last year or two. I did not run this year, but many, many incredible humans did. We had the finisher was named Lucas Genulatus, and he's from Gorham, Maine, or New Hampshire. It's kind of like on the border.
Yeah.
And he completed 53 laps or 53 hours, which is a new record for Bubba's.
Oh,
Longest anybody's ever gone at that race.
wow.
Aaron Copeland had the assist, which means he got second. He was the last person to quit, which is really incredible. So he did 52 laps, and then Lucas had to finish one more on his own to get the win. And at Bubba's, when you win or when you get the assist, you get a hand-carved axe.
That's so cool.
It's awesome.
Does Bubba
Um,
make it?
Unclear who makes it, but I think like your name and like Bubba's finisher, your winner gets like wood burned into it or
Oh,
something.
so
Like
cool.
it's customized. Yeah, it's incredible. And then our third and fourth place were both women, which is like not unheard of for Bubba's to have two women in the top four. Um, but it was a new Katie Melsky set a new women's course record at Bubba's by 10 hours. She ran 48 laps or 48 hours. And then Erica came in fourth, and she is also
Oh,
incredible. She's had a
I'm
banger of a year. She won Jigger Johnson as well, which is
mm,
that miler in the whites.
I must have the tracking was really hard. I for some reason had Andy as the fourth person, but
No, Andy was
no.
not fourth. He
But
almost made it to fourth, but was not.
he did complete 43 laps. That's so much.
Yeah. So Andy's one of my dear friends, and he did incredible with 43 laps. And then our other dear friend, Ben Feinson, who's an amazing athlete as well, did an outstanding job. And he sent it deep into the second night at Bubba's.
Oh,
So
so
Sunday
good.
night. Yeah. Yeah. It's just the best event. It's so fun. Us meeting the Richmond, Vermont crew that goes every year made a Bubba's bingo card of all the different things that might happen at a race. And it was so fun to fill in and to hand out to different people at the race. Um, yeah, great time.
I love that.
Yeah,
Uh yeah, Bubba's is great. If you ever want to do a backyard that's legitimate, go to Bubba's next year.
first.
Rod Farvard,
Oh yeah,
he started yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. He started his supported northbound JMT FKT. The current record is held by Francois Dehane at 2 days, 19 hours, and 26 minutes. I saw that apparently there is snow present on the passes, and some of these sections are unpacked and slow. So I'm
feels
my feels
late
late.
in the year to be doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does feel late, and um I I saw Rod at Mammoth. I wasn't able to ask him why. I've thought that though. I was like, it feels very late, and I
it's
wonder if
late.
he got, I think he said he got ninth at UTMB. So pretty good result after his disappointment at Western States. Not my words, his words. And he did really well at UTMB. Said he wasn't super recovered for it. So I wonder if he was just like recovering a little more before going
Mhm.
out there. And he lives in Mammoth Lake. So I wonder if he's just like comfortable with all of that
Yeah.
snow. It's pretty cool. And then there's a Taco Bell 50K. I think it already happened, but Denver requires runners to visit 10 Taco Bell locations along a 31-mile course and consume a menu item from at least 9 of these Taco Bells, all under an 11-hour cutoff.
My
What are you
sister texted
eating?
me about this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I had
said
a
you
couple
should do it.
friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Next year?
I'd be getting quesadillas the whole time.
Okay, yeah, that's what
Maybe
we
a
eat at
churro.
Ultra City. Yeah, they
Yeah,
seem light.
yeah.
It feels like you wouldn't need to take any fuel with you except for water.
Agreed. Yeah,
I
you could
would
totally get
actually
by.
I would actually not bring water. I'd just fill my bottles with Baja Blast.
Baja Blast exclusively.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
How many carbs are in Baja Blast? Let's look that up.
Probably not that many. I'm
Well,
gonna say
oh my
11.
gosh. No way.
How much
16
is it?
ounce bottle. What's a 16-ounce bottle? Is that like your regular,
Two
like
cups.
two cups, 59 grams of carbs?
Oh my God, that's a
Yeah.
lot. Wait, how much is in Coke?
Oh, Coke? Coke's probably around the same. Let's see. Coke is 39 grams. 12
It's
ounces though.
almost double.
Yeah, it is. You heard
Oh,
it
but
here,
it's a
folks.
different amount. Oof.
Yeah, it's 12 ounces compared to 16. But
Okay.
65 grams of carbs and 20 fluid ounces of Coke. So I think that's like
Oh,
Baja
that's
Blast is a
not
little
as
more.
good. Yeah.
We're an educational podcast, as you can see. We
Fuel with
just
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast. I would definitely get a
Yeah.
quesadilla. I'm thinking like no like bean burritos,
Oh
beef
God, no.
burritos. I'm
No.
gonna shy away from that for sure.
Exclusively melty cheesy.
just just put the cheese right in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any recent stories from I've had some listeners that would love a school story. They love
Oh.
your
Oh, me
stories.
too.
Yeah.
Um, I think my best story recently, this happened a couple weeks ago. I had some sixth grade boys in my office. We were doing a thing or whatever, right? And they were eating snack. One of them opens like a Slim Jim kind of thing, and he was like, "God, I love a meat stick." And I was like, "Okay, whatever, buddy. Like, eat your snack. I don't know." And then he says to the other two boys, he says, "Oh, you want to smell it before I start eating it?" And they all smelled the Slim Jim, every single one of them. And then the one kid started eating it, and this small group of students were working on impulse control, so we started playing silent Jenga, where only one student's allowed to talk at a time. Um, and it, whatever. So the kid with the meat stick was the one that was allowed to talk. And at one point, I said, "Okay, so like if you succeed at this, like you will get like a sticker, whatever. But if you're the kid that's talking, like you can't get out of your seat, and you can't be inappropriate. You can't say anything inappropriate, right? To get other people to laugh." And at one point he said, "I'm going to shove my meat stick in your mouth." And I said, "Hey, that's a borderline comment. Like, this is a warning. That's borderline." One of the other kids, he's not allowed to talk, gets my attention, or he lets me know that like he's got something to say. I was like, okay, like you can talk. Your vow of silence is broken. And he said, "That's an inappropriate comment." I said, "Oh, is it? Is it now? Is it inappropriate? Why?" I thought he was talking about the Slim Jim that he just ate. Like, he's holding the wrapper. Yeah, he shouldn't shove it in your mouth, but like, what's so inappropriate about that? And these other two boys are like, "No, like, that's not appropriate." And I was like, "Well, I don't know if like fill me in. I don't know what you're talking about." And they were like, "No, it's like his boy part." I said, "Oh, do you mean his penis? Is that what he's talking about?" And that's a nasty word. I don't like using that word because it's gross.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
like one of
have
those
but like
words. It's one
it's
of the
gross,
words
but
that
like
sound like it what it is, and I don't
at
like it.
school, like I have to use the science words, right? Like you have
Mhm.
to, you know? And they were like, "Yeah, that's what he's talking about." I said, "Oh, when you said you were going to shove your meat stick in his mouth, were you talking about the snack or were you talking about your penis?" And he said, "The snack." And I said, "Oh, and so you who just told me what this word means earlier, you said I have a giant meat stick in my pants. Were you talking about a snack or were you talking about your penis? Because you just told me that this other kid was not talking about a snack when he said that." And he said, "No, no, no, I had like a real Slim Jim in my pants and I took it out and I like gave it to somebody." I said, "Oh, great. So we just all learned what a sexual innuendo is. I'll let your teachers know so that if you use it again, you will get in trouble." And that's what she said jokes fall into this category. And it was so funny. It was so funny.
What's the control that you have to have in these moments with these kids when you're trying to teach them a lesson, but it's just like it's hilarious? What's the control look like?
I mean, it looks like what you just heard where I'm like, "Oh, do tell. Like, how is it inappropriate?" Like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And they're like squirming because they don't want to say it,
Yeah.
right? They don't want
Yeah.
to say it, but I'm like forcing it because I'm like, "Oh, if
Yeah.
you're going to tell me this is inappropriate, you're going to tell me why." You know, it's so fun. I love my job.
Oh, I love that you
It's
love your
so
job.
fun.
All of
It's
us love
so
your job too.
ridiculous. These kids, like, oh my god, they're so funny. They're so funny.
Well, I have no, I have Mammoth story. I have a whole Mammoth story with fun things to talk about. Do you want to get
Yeah,
right into that? I was about to tell a
let's do
story from
it.
Mammoth, but let's just get right into it. How about that?
So today, Tara is going to walk us through her race at Mammoth 200 or the Mammoth
Yeah.
200 from a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a week ago,
Yeah. Yeah, like a week and a half.
week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's
It's
let's hear it.
it's like the Mammoth is very much vibes like the North Face. People say the North
Oh,
Face and can we drop the can we drop it?
it's a little
Unwilling.
much.
Unwilling, but the Mammoth 2025, first iteration of this 214-mile race through around the Sierras, not quite in the Sierras. I think it has like 30,000 feet in gains. Did I expect to DNF twice in a year? No, I didn't. And was I heartbroken? Yes. Did I make the right decision? Yes. Did I take this decision lightly? No. I had a great crew out there. I had Sierra and Joe, who are out of Las Vegas, good friends of mine. I had Rascal there with her partner, Chris. Me and Chris get each other. Me and Rascal, like, obviously really good friends, but she dates and befriends people who are very similar, and me and Chris just get each other. There's a little bit of Rascal ganging up. We can leave that for the story. And then I had, so Sierra, Joe, and Rascal were going to pace me, including Rod was also going to pace me since he lives right there in Mammoth Lakes. And then we also had Patsy Jr. and Patsy the minivan. So I appreciate my crew. I don't take this decision lightly. Big love to the volunteers, and thank you to the race directors, Hillary and Tim. I didn't take this decision lightly. This is like a DNF that felt, it was a hard decision to make. Western states seemed pretty like, my body was like, hey, we're DNFing. You're gonna DNF. And then like, I also at Javelina, my body was just not doing well. But here was like, oh, I could keep going, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna get into that. So pre-race, like, got there to Reno, went to the Trader Joe's, the TJ's, because Trader Joe's is not present here in Durango. So I go to Trader Joe's, Chick-fil-A whenever I'm not in town here in Durango, because we don't have any of those. Obviously. Which is nice. If we had a Chick-fil-A, I would be there all the time. I really like it a lot. I'm a fan. Do you guys have Chick-fil-A in Burlington?
Nope.
No,
we don't. I think you have to go to New York to get it.
What?
I know. It's a chicken sandwich is just like unmatched, and it's a
drag. Yeah. So hit up the Chick-fil-A and the TJ's before I head out there, and got to the Airbnb. Is a nice place, and I'm feeling good. I had a month and a half before, I had just completed the long trail. I started the race. We're going to just jump right through. I started the race. I started in my Olympus 275s, and a whole ounce lighter than the regular Olympus. And I started with a 9-pound pack. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you have a bunch of required gear, and you also have a lot of water.
What's the required gear that y'all had to carry?
I think it included like a rain jacket. You have to have like a whistle, a emergency bivvy, lights, batteries. And I thought I was doing pretty well. Like, I thought my pack was pretty light, but then I put it on and it just felt so heavy. And just for like context, like, I had an 8-pound base weight on the Colorado Trail. Once I started, I just felt like pretty instantly like it was heavy, and my body was heavy. And I was running in tight formation with Rachel, Max, and Jimmy, and we were just like joking. Like, Rachel Etcherkin, if you guys know her, she's a goofball. She said at one point, she was like, Max is in front, Jimmy was behind me and Rachel. Me and Rachel were sandwiched between these two boys. And before Rachel, when we were finally like ascending, she was like, okay, y'all, who do you think will drop from the race, and why do you think it's Max?
Oh my God, Rachel, we love to hear the unhinged comments.
Dude, Rachel is so fun. I'll get into this, but we ran a lot together, and it was so much fun. Oh, we are very similar. She's definitely like way more outspoken than I am. She will like talk to anyone and everyone, and I'm a little more like reserved and shy, and will let it out to the right people, but she just like lets it rip, and I love it. Oh, she at the end, Rascal was there watching the end when Rachel came in, and Jimmy eventually won the race. If you don't know, there's a spoiler. Jimmy wins the race. He comes up to like wish her like congratulations, and she's like, Jimmy, you're still not better than me. And
Oh my
everyone,
gosh.
Rascal's like, it just got quiet, and Rachel's just laughing to herself.
Lay it down, Rachel.
I really appreciate how outspoken she is. But like we were running up, and like my trekking pole would not open. You know how there's like with the
What?
Lecky poles, there's like a little like latch thing, and you open it and then it
Mhm.
like clicks. It wouldn't open, and so Edhar, who actually got third in the race, he's a Las Vegas local. He starts a race like in the back and makes his way up to like the podium. He did that at Cocodona. He was like 90 something in the field in the beginning, and he made it up all the way to third. He did the
Wow.
same thing at Mammoth. Incredible runner and just very patient. He like stops, like everyone's running past me, and I'm like just trying to like open it, and he comes over and he's like, I got it for you, and he tries to open it. We couldn't get it. I was just like, oh, you go on, like I'm just gonna use one pole, so I'm using one pole.
Mhm.
And Arlee, what do you do? What would you do if a pole breaks during a race? Would you just put it away, leave no trace, doesn't matter? Would you just throw it into a bush?
Oh my God. Okay, that happened to me during my Vermont effort this summer. One of
Oh,
my
no way.
poles, yeah, one of my poles wouldn't open. It like wouldn't stretch out all the way and like lock like it was supposed to. So I
Damn
used
it.
one tall pole and one short pole
Did you have
until,
Black Diamond?
yeah, until somebody could open them like eventually. But that was
Yeah.
like 20 miles later.
Yeah.
But I would not throw a pole into a bush. I would just like hold on to it until the next, I don't know, 8 or something.
Yeah, and that's
What
exactly what I did.
happened?
I just put
Oh,
it back in
yeah.
my pack and
Yeah.
just realized, okay, now I'm carrying more weight. I don't need this pole, but somehow I'm just going to carry it, and I have so much weight. You don't see your crew for like 32 miles in the beginning.
Wow.
So I was just carrying so much, and like, I will get into it. But so we're running up, and like I was behind a lot of people. And this course, I love Hillary, and don't know Tim that well, but Tim is incredible as well. Great race directors. They put on a great Mammoth festival, and the course wasn't marked that well. And also in the beginning, Hillary was like, hey, your GPS might say like you're going to divert, and that's okay. Like you're off course, but that's okay. Just follow the yellow streamers. Didn't realize that there's yellow streamers for a lot of different things, like other races, or like this tree needs to be cut down. We couldn't really determine where we were going. Especially
Oh my
in Mammoth.
God.
Yeah. So like once you left Mammoth, it got a lot better. And they started like me, Rachel, and Jimmy. I think we all reached out to the race directors as we were racing, being like, hey, we're all getting lost. Can you help? uh
What?
yeah, and so like there was this big diversion of everyone in the front of the pack, and like I was still behind. I was running with Jesse a little bit, Jesse Haynes, and uh we all noticed we were off course, and then we saw like the people in the front like literally cutting the course to meet back up with it. And as an FK tier, not to like, I mean, I'm just kind of patting myself on the back here as I'm saying this. Ignore my shameful appreciation of my analness of as an FK tier, I will do every single inch of a trail. Like, I don't want to give anyone any reason to be like, hey, it doesn't count. So if
Mm,
I'm going to put that much effort into something, I'm going to do it right. There's no
mhm.
point in cutting to me. Um, and so I went all the way back and touched the last point I was at, and then
Wow.
continued on. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Okay.
That's insane.
But
That's incredible.
thanks. A lot of people did not do that. With it being unmarked, being marked as badly as it was, I can understand why. But what would
Mhm.
you do, Arlee? Like, honestly, what would you do if you made a wrong turn in a race and like you see everyone else like cutting it? because we're unsure of where to go. Luckily, I found it somehow. What would you do if you were in that
I
situation?
I would probably just take like the shortest way back to the course.
Mm-hmm.
I can see myself being like, oh my God, I'm off course. Like I'm lost. Like this is bad, and kind of being like a little like freaked out by it. And I think I would probably just be like, okay, like how do I get back? I think my first instinct would be to just retrace my steps.
Yeah.
But I think if I realized like, oh, the course is right there, I would just like go right there to get back on it.
You know, uh, I wonder what the Europeans would say, because I know that they love to cut those switchbacks.
They do.
Yeah. I saw a video of somebody from tour. He was cutting. Yeah, it's a pretty viral video. It's this woman running. Somebody was, I guess, her pacer. I don't know if you're allowed to have pacers in this race, but like she was running and like you saw from like behind her and you saw a guy just like running past them. Like they were going down the switchbacks, like how long it takes, you know. He was just running straight down.
That's
and
unlawful.
and they're like, "Oh, this is illegal." And I'm like, "Well, it's also something that like happens quite often." And I think the like culture in America is a lot different. Kind of like with that whole like Grand Teton situation. Do you
Mhm.
remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like intentionally cutting switchbacks to like, cut part of the course off. I think that like getting lost and being like, oh, like, how do I get back on course is like feels really different to me than being like, oh, I'm just going to zip down off trail to like pass these bitches.
It almost seems harder too to cut trail, like cut the
Truly.
switchback. Yeah, like my
Like,
knees aren't happy.
truly. No.
Yeah, so the pole happens, the wrong turn happens. The weight feels pretty heavy. I'm climbing. Get up the first climb, which is like the tallest mountain on the course. Um yeah, it's going well. It's going okay. Oh yeah, I was making my way to the second aid station and just like feeling terrible and I was crying at one point I fell and this guy Jonathan was behind me, running behind me and like he saw me fall. He had seen me fall like 4 times. And I was just getting so frustrated. I fell like this last time. I just like threw my hands up. I just like sat on the ground. Max and this other woman Parley was in front of me and they like stopped. I was just like, keep going. Jonathan stopped though. And he like picked me up, put my poles, unused poles, I will say, back in my pack and just was like, hey, you're doing great. And I was like, I
Oh.
feel like crap. And I was talking to Scott on the phone too at this time, and I asked Scott a little before the fall. I was like, "Could you just tell me an ultra story?" And I could hear him, but like my service wasn't great, so I don't think he could hear me. But like
Mm,
he was going in on this story, like going into great detail, trying to get my mind off of how heavy my body felt, try
mhm.
to get my mind off of like how bad I was feeling. And I fall and I'm crying. Jonathan's helping me up. And in my earbuds, I just hear Scott still going through this story. I'm sobbing. And he's like,
Oh my
yeah. And
God.
then I ran up this mountain and it was great. And I was like, so yeah, I fall. And like, I take this video at this time. I'm just like, this is so hard. Everything feels heavy. My body feels heavy. Not but 2 hours later, Rachel and I are running together and she's like, how do you feel, Tara? It's pretty impressive you're doing this after the long trail. And I'm like, Rachel, thanks for asking. I feel amazing. Thank you for asking.
Oh.
Nothing like a good gaslighting of myself. I just,
Uh-huh.
continuously do that. Uh,
Okay, what mile are we at right now? Like ish.
oh man. So like the fall happens. I think that's around like 20, probably like 25.
Okay.
Um, and so like I get to like the first crew area. And Rachel had just actually caught up with me. She made a huge wrong turn and was like, where is the course? And she was lost for a while, but then she was like pretty upset. She like lost everyone and she's been like trying to catch up. She's a really good climber, so she caught me on the climb. And she was just like really bummed about it, understandably. But we get to the first aid station together, and that was like so fun to run in with her. Jimmy's the only person ahead of us, and we're together, and we're like, we're gonna girl boss our way into catching Jimmy. I think that's
Yes.
an exact quote from Rachel. But Arlee, if you're in the middle of a 200 miler, let's say like 32 miles in where we're at right now in the
Mhm,
story,
mhm.
you feel so tired. What are you doing? What are you doing to
Um,
fix this?
well, I'm probably spiraling, which is not fixing anything. It's making everything worse, actually, is what spiraling usually does. Speaking from personal experience. Um, no, I'm probably putting in music or a
Yeah.
podcast or like an
Yeah.
audiobook to try and just like zone out and like get probably like a podcast or an audiobook and trying to just like totally get like wrapped up in a story that's just like not what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that seems like
Yeah.
good
I'm probably
advice.
crying also.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, 32 miles in, there is still like 180-ish miles left of the race.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how am I going to do this? Luckily, after the first aid station, after me and Rachel ran in together, that's where the fun began. My body still felt terrible for the rest of the time I was out there. But it was so nice to distract myself with Rachel for a moment. She is like a human podcast. She asks questions. She talks so much. She's like so fun and light and just an easy person to be around. Easy company. I wish I could have just shed my pack and ran freely with
Oh,
her. So heavy. Obviously, I need to be doing some sort of strength workout. It was so heavy. But we had a hoot. We talked about so many things. And like obviously, like there's a race happening, but I truly felt like we were running to catch Jimmy, but we were pushing the pace. Like
mm.
we were trying to run quickly. It was like anywhere from like 8 to 9 minute. Yeah,
Wow. That's
she's
fast.
she's strong. She's so strong. She's watching her run. She had probably the same amount of weight as I did, and she was running so strong. And it was at times I was like, I don't know if I could keep up. And I just like somehow got back to her. Um and like it was so cute at times, like she would be like, "Hey, do you need to stop at like the next aid station?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need to fill up water." She's like, "Okay, great. We'll fill up water together." And she wanted to
That's
stick
so
together.
sweet. That's
I know,
so
and
fun.
but the thing is like we weren't like limiting each other. I think we were trying to like
Mhm.
we had this long conversation about like women and 200 milers and how we really think that like this distance we could dominate at, and I think we both took that to heart, and it was really cool. So yeah, we thought we had this water drop coming up, and there was no water drop.
Uh,
We it was hot at this point
okay.
too. It was hot, no water drop. We were running on like a road essentially, and we see this convenience store where we think there's supposed to be a water drop, and she's like, "Do you want to like go get a water or like a Gatorade or like a coconut water in there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." She's like, "I got it. I have Apple Pay, so we'll just
Oh my
it's
god.
pretty simple." So like we went in there, rung the
Rachel's
bell.
so fun.
Yeah, we ran in there like really quickly. I have the video on my YouTube channel, but like we ran in there, got like what we needed, and like got out within like 2 minutes. Um so Arlie, if you are in a race and have the means and the time to grab a snack or drink from a convenience store, what are you grabbing?
100% I'm doing that. Absolutely. First of all, not a doubt in my mind. Ooh, probably a cold Sprite,
Ooh.
or a cold blue Gatorade.
Oh, yes.
And like,
How about
I don't
those
know.
together?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe like some Cheetos. That just came to
Uh-huh.
my mind, which is kind of a crazy thing. I don't really like dry things when I'm running. Find it really hard to chew
Yeah, those
most
seem
all
pretty
the
dry.
time. Yeah, but it just came to my mind. Or like a piece of gas station pizza. I'd fuck that
Ooh.
up.
Well, you you'll be happy to know that a 12 fluid ounce Sprite contains approximately 38 to 45 grams of total carbs.
Good to know. Good to know.
But it says which with the carbs coming entirely from sugar. We don't
Yeah,
need to
obviously.
look at that. Yeah. But yeah, so it was so fun. We like filled up our bottle. She drank a coconut water, and I drank my Gatorade and water. This entire time we were just trying to catch Jimmy. We just had the image of Jimmy. Jimmy Elam is an underrated runner. I mean, he is so fast and so good at ultra running. Nobody sponsors him. He's a rep for he's a rep. So he like works in the shoe industry for long distance running. And I think he really loves his job. I think it works for him, but he is so talented. And this entire time me and Rachel are just making Jimmy jokes.
Yes.
Just so many Jimmy
Roasting
jokes.
him.
But one point we found his phone. He had dropped it, and I was like, Rachel, is it still warm? It wasn't. It was cold. But we were like, oh, is this Jimmy's phone? It was, because it had UTMB on it. He loves UTMB. We're like, this has to be Jimmy's phone. So we get to the third crewable aid station, and Rachel and I pick up our pacers. This entire time, I'm still just so tired. Rachel starts going a lot faster with her pacer, and we eventually lose each other, but I still see her up ahead. I start putting on music. I'm singing. I'm with Joe, Sierra's partner, and I'm feeling better as I'm singing. I get to the fourth crewable aid station, and I pick up Rod, and bless his heart, he paced so well for the minimal running we were doing and the like rough climbing I was doing.
Ooh.
the putzing up the mountain. Before I picked him up, like, we were sitting at the aid station, and Rachel had left like 10 minutes before I left, so she had a 10-minute lead on me, and Jimmy had, I think, a 10-minute lead on Rachel. This entire time we were like 8 to 10 minutes from Jimmy, and we made up like 2 minutes, but like it was always between like 8 and 10 minutes, but he was like starting to like get ahead. Before I picked Rod up, he was like rubbing Voltaren on my legs, and I could not stop farting, and he was down there at eye level rubbing, or like he was like down, not at eye level, but he was like at leg
knee level.
knee level. And he was rubbing Voltaren, so I just farted all over Rod Farvard.
Yikes. Happens. Oh my god, a rascal appearance.
Yeah, look at that. Did you fart before you came in here? It smells like a fart. Gosh, Rascal. Jeez.
Ew.
She smells so bad.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I was talking about a fart. I wasn't farting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Rascal just got back from work.
You're back.
She's
You guys recording?
Yeah, we're recording
okay,
right
cool.
now.
Hey everyone.
Okay. I'll bring you, I'll introduce you at the end. Okay. You can give us your Rascal thoughts.
So I know they want me.
Yeah, well, so people know, she just farted in here.
Ew.
Well, it kind of like works. It's almost like an immersive experience.
Oh, because you were telling that's what it was like for Rod.
Yeah. So it is kind of like an immersive experience. So thank you for that, Rascal. But yeah, so I fart all over Rod Farvard. It's really funny. I didn't want to, Arlee.
Well, it just happens. It just happens. It's part of the deal.
If anyone has like a way to prevent GI distress halfway through an ultra, such as bloating and gas and other things of the sorts, please let me know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong,
Then
but I hear that
person.
I hear Imodium is like, you should not take that during a race, especially if it's hot, because it like prevents sweating. It like doesn't help. Don't take me. This is not actually an educational podcast, despite like what I said earlier. Don't take what I say as medical advice. Look that up, but I'm pretty sure that's, otherwise I'd be chewing those. Those would be part of my nutrition plan every hour. So
Uh-huh.
the sun was going down. I picked up Rod and I was looking forward to hiking or running at night all day.
Mhm.
But my energy level was so low, and we were going up and over the glass mountains, which took forever. In the distance, I see Rachel and her pacer's light, and then I see Jimmy and
Uh-huh.
his pacer's light. This is how long this section was. It was just like these glass mountains are just like literal mountains, but it's like you go up and over one, and it has no trees. Everything's like you can see.
Wow.
And so you're going up one, and then you're going like down and then up and down, and you're just like doing this for,
Oh
I
my
think it had to be
gosh.
like 2 hours. And it just took forever. And you see these lights in the distance. The stars were really pretty, but like you see these lights in the distance and you're like, those look so far away. In reality, they're not that far away. And as we're climbing, like I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I still feel so crappy. How will I do another? Because at this point it's like 70 miles in. I'm like, how am I going to do another
Mhm.
100 plus miles of
Mhm.
feeling this way? And also, I feel this way. What about Javelina? Javelina 100 is a race that I will be doing at the end of October, hoping to do if I'm recovered fully. I'm hoping to get back into Western States because that felt like a huge failure. And like, I think it was such a disappointment, just personally, not for like, I didn't feel like obligated to anyone. I think I was just like so stoked to be able to race Western States. And the fact that I wasn't able to race it to my full ability was really unsatisfying. And the fact that I even had to like DNF Western States was like even more so unsatisfying. Um, and I think it's stuck with me. And I thought like, okay, what if I do the long trail, Mammoth and Javelina? That will prove to myself that I'm not weak.
Mhm.
Because that's how it felt after Western States, if I'm to
Yeah.
be completely honest. So like I was thinking, I was like, okay, like as much as I hate this, what are my goals? Am I willing to continue running Mammoth if I'm feeling this way? Um, I'm probably not going to be recovered for Javelina if I continue with Mammoth. But this was
Mhm.
all just, I told Rod this thought and he like took it in. He was like, well, let's just make it to the next aid station. We
Mhm.
get there and like I had full intentions of like leaving that aid station, but Rod was like, you need to sleep because I was not doing well. So I tried to lay down to
Okay.
sleep and he got me like this really good like ginger tea and got me like some soup and broth. I tried to eat that and I threw it up.
Incredible pacer.
Yeah, Rod is a exceptional pacer. Joe is great too, but like Rod, you know, going through the motions of an exceptional pacer, trying to get me to continue. He
Mhm.
even said at one point, like I was with the medical staff because I hadn't been peeing all day. And when I
Oh
did
my
pee, it hurt really bad. So I
yeah.
was asking
That's
the aid
bad.
station medical guy, I was like, what is up? And he was like, yeah, this is up. I was like, cool, I'll try to pee by drinking more. He's like, essentially you just have to drink more. I was like, cool, this is great information. And then I was talking to Rod about like potentially like DNFing, and the guy was there. And Rod was like, well, we have to make it to the next aid station because like you can't drop here. And I look at the medical guy and his mouth is wired shut because I'm like reading his face. I'm like, is that the truth? Did Rod just tell a lie? And this guy wouldn't say a thing. I was like,
Oh my
no
god.
way. I think I can get out of here. But Rod, I mean, that's just a great pacer. Rod was just trying to get me to continue. And I think I had made up my mind after like throwing up or somewhere in there that
Mhm.
like, I just think I need a DNF so I can focus on Javelina. So
Yeah.
I did. I tried to call Rascal and Sierra and like their phones weren't connecting. And
Mhm.
then we finally got a hold of them and asked them to pick me up. And Rascal didn't understand because the whole time I was saying like I'm fine and everything's good, and I wasn't really telling her like, hey, like I'm
Yeah.
feeling really heavy and tired. So she hadn't heard any of that. Also because like there's cameras all around. When you're racing, like when you're at an aid station, that's where a majority of these cameras are,
Mhm.
and they're in your face, in your
Ugh.
crew's faces. And they're waiting for any audio. I mean, every single crewable aid station had a camera right there with me.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like I don't
Mhm.
want to be telling my crew chief about what's going on, and then
Mhm.
also in the process telling all of Instagram that is watching the race. Like
Mhm.
I would appreciate some like alone time, but I wasn't able to tell her that. I could have texted her, but it's also that if you're feeling like that, Courtney has said this when her and Kevin talk about how like it's not worth it to just like bring it up. Like, have
Yeah.
you heard her say that before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause it's kind of like, what are they gonna do?
Exactly. What are you going to
You
do?
know?
What are we
What
going
are
to
you
do?
gonna do, like, when it's, like, that kind of feeling? It's like there
Mhm.
isn't it's not like it's like it is a problem, but it's a problem, like, without a really good solution, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Ras was like, I just like did it was kind of like surprising. And it was surprising for me too. And
Mhm.
like, did I think to DNF twice this year? No, I hope it's
Yeah.
not a third. But this year like started out really great, and it like has kind of like fizzled a little bit out. Um, which I don't want to like negate my performances that I'm really proud of, Black Canyon
Mhm.
and Lake Sonoma in the long trail. I don't want to negate those performances because I did work hard for those. So like
Yeah.
I would say like half this year has been disappointing and half this year has been really great. Um
Yeah.
but I
Ups and
tried.
downs.
Yeah, I tried to run Mammoth and it just didn't work. And that's fine. I'm looking towards Javelina. I was really sad to DNF. But I also need to like remember to give myself grace because my
Mhm.
body can only do so much. And
Yeah.
I keep asking so much of it.
Mhm.
Um, and so like this time between those 86 miles at Javelina, or sorry, at Mammoth, in between that and Javelina, I'm just leaning a lot into recovery. So I'm sleeping like pretty much 8 to 9 hours a night. I'm eating a bunch of carbs and protein, eating more than I think I need, and just trying to listen to my body more and hoping that we can get it feeling fast for Javelina. And
Yeah.
that's the story.
Wow. Thank you so much for telling us this story, Tara. That
Yeah,
was
obviously it's hard to tell your own DNF story.
yeah, that was fresh and it was from the heart and it's, like, pretty raw.
Mhm.
It's awesome that you did that you
Thanks.
shared. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arlie, what do you think I should have done better?
Peed more?
Dude, I would like have the urge to pee a lot, and then I would pull my pants down, squat down, and little droplets came out, and it hurt. And I was like, "This isn't the
Sounds like a
experience."
UTI.
Oh no,
I don't know.
I hope
I don't know,
not.
recover more? That's,
Mhm.
like, not really good advice. I don't know. That's what I
Yeah,
have to say. Would you do anything differently?
I think I could have been more honest with my race schedules and goals.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mammoth was like aligned with my goals. If it had been the last race of my season, which it was
Mhm.
shaping out to be before Western States, the failure at Western States,
Mm.
um, it could have gone a lot better. I could have
Mhm.
finished out with that and been happy with racing it.
Mhm.
But it with Western States, I want to get another golden ticket, so Javelina
Yeah.
seemed like a race I could do for that. I need to kind of analyze my race schedules better and kind of put
Mhm.
more thought into the races I'm signing up for and like be honest with myself and body and
Mhm.
know if that's the
Yeah.
right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good advice for yourself. We're at the end.
That we are.
We're
That's
at
it.
the end.
Hopefully that's the last DNF for me this year.
Hopefully everything goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing
Thanks.
on
Yeah.
episode 17 of DNF Diaries. You can find me at a.hisk on Instagram.
Nice.
Where can people find you?
Tara.Dower.
Cool. Come find us.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah, we are.
I'm sure there'll be some cat content coming towards my Instagram soon. Because now I've got kitties.
Yeah, one can hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Right.
Arlee. Well, talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.